Hey everyone, welcome back to Airlines Quest. Today, we're covering two big stories: a $50 million penalty slapped on American Airlines for violations against passengers with disabilities, and the exciting expansion of a codeshare agreement between Air India and Singapore Airlines. Let's get started. Let's kick things off with a major headline from the U.S. Department of Transportation, DOT. On October 23rd, the DOT announced a massive $50 million penalty imposed on American Airlines for multiple violations against passengers with disabilities. This is a hefty fine, but when you hear the details, it's clear why DOT stepped in. Their investigation revealed a significant number of violations, claiming that American Airlines was one of the worst performers among U.S. airlines when it came to mishandling wheelchairs and scooters. The DOT found cases where the airline provided unsafe assistance to wheelchair users, which sometimes resulted in injuries and undignified treatment. There were also numerous complaints about the airline's failure to provide prompt wheelchair assistance, a basic service that many passengers rely on. Airlines are required to return wheelchairs and other mobility devices in the same condition and in a timely manner. They also need to provide prompt assistance for passengers getting on and off aircraft, as well as within airports. The investigation didn't just rely on general complaints either. DOT looked into formal complaints, including 3 filed by Paralyzed Veterans of America, and investigated the airline's wheelchair management over a 4-year period, from 2019 to 2023. One particularly shocking incident was caught on video in November 2023, where American Airlines staff dropped a wheelchair down a baggage ramp at Miami International Airport. It's clear that these aren't isolated incidents. As part of the $50 million penalty, American Airlines is required to pay $25 million to the U.S. Treasury. However, they'll receive a $25 million credit for investments aimed at minimizing wheelchair damage, hiring staff to manage wheelchair handling, and compensating passengers impacted during the investigation period. But here's the kicker. If they don't follow through on these investments, they'll be on the hook for the full $50 million. And this investigation doesn't stop at American Airlines. DOT mentioned that it has ongoing investigations into similar violations at other U.S. airlines. However, American's penalty is notably 25 times larger than any previous DOT fine for disability-related violations. Now, let's switch gears to some positive news. Air India and Singapore Airlines have just announced a major expansion of their codeshare network, introducing 11 new domestic and 40 international destinations. This marks the first significant expansion of their codeshare agreement since 2010, and it's big news for travelers looking for more connectivity across Southeast Asia, Australasia, and beyond. In a joint press release on October 23, 2024, Air India's Chief Commercial Officer, Nipun Agarwal, expressed excitement about the expanded scope. He emphasized that Air India customers will now have greater connectivity to destinations across Southeast Asia, the Far East, and Australasia. Singapore Airlines customers, on the other hand, will gain access to multiple points across Europe, Africa, and the Middle East via Air India's hubs in Delhi, Mumbai, and Bengaluru. Starting on October 27th, Air India and Singapore Airlines will launch joint flights connecting Singapore with Bengaluru and Chennai in India. This will significantly boost the number of weekly codeshare flights between the two countries from 14 to 56. On the domestic front, Singapore Airlines customers will now be able to connect to more cities across India. This includes routes from Delhi to Amritsar, Bengaluru, Coimbatore, Lucknow, and Varanasi, as well as flights from Mumbai to several key domestic destinations like Ahmedabad, Goa, Jaipur, and Kolkata. If you're flying through Kolkata, you can also connect to Guwahati. But that's not all. Air India customers will also gain access to 29 international destinations across Singapore Airlines' extensive network. This includes major cities in Australia like Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane, as well as destinations across Southeast Asia and East Asia, such as Jakarta in Indonesia, Tokyo in Japan, and Seoul in South Korea. In the Philippines, you'll be able to fly to Cebu and Manila, and in Vietnam to Da Nang and Ho Chi Minh City. Essentially, this expansion opens up a whole new world of travel possibilities. For those flying internationally, Singapore Airlines customers will also be able to connect to Air India's services from Bengaluru, Delhi, and Mumbai to 12 destinations across Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. This includes major cities like Paris, Frankfurt, and London, as well as Nairobi, Colombo, and Jeddah. Let me know your thoughts in comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe.